So, Sky, tell me about this project of yours that you're working on. It sounds absolutely amazing.
Hunger Ward. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Um, Hunger Ward is the third film in a trilogy that I've started 6 years ago. So we produced the first one called 50 Feet from Syria in 2014, 2015. And then Lifeboat in 2018, which sort of studies the arduous path of asylum seekers across the central Mediterranean. And then Hunger Ward, the third of the trilogy, is shot entirely in Yemen, in the middle of the conflict zone, sort of studying the effects of the war on civilians, in particular children, being treated by doctors and nurses who are fighting to save their lives.
Wow. And tell me a little bit about Hunger Ward. What were some of the challenges about making it?
Well, it's a conflict zone to begin with, right? And so that
Yes,
there's inherent challenges just in getting access to the conflict zone, that took us many months to get permission to enter the country. And then, when we were there, we had to shape everything we did to the fact that it was an active conflict. So, we had the primary tool we used was really to tell a narrative within two really respected institutions, medical institutions, that seemed to be mostly off limits by most parties because they were so well respected amongst everybody in the region. And so we really contained our filming for the most part within sort of the walls of those two medical institutions, to tell this very narrow story of the impact on civilians, but also to mitigate risk as greatly as possible.
incredible. And tell me a little bit about the cast. It sounds like you have really good people working in the movie.
Yeah. So Makia Maji is a nurse in the north of the country who has sort of dedicated her life to saving every child she can, frankly. And then Aida Al Sadiq is a physician in the south of the country who is one of the preeminent experts on pediatric malnutrition. And if those two women were paid for their actual contribution to society rather than economic impact, they would be billionaires. They're doing such good things on a daily basis, and I really see them as personal heroes.
Absolutely, they are. And what is one lesson that you've learned from them that you're going to take with you as you go on in your career and life?
Just the incredible impact that one person can have. So Makia in the north, she practically has built this clinic from the ground up through sheer force of will. And she cuts through all of the challenges that a war places on her doorstep on a daily basis and finds a way to get things done, because she believes deeply the work she does must be done, that the war will come and go, but children need to be taken care of regardless of whether there's a war or not. And so just that deep and abiding commitment she has to doing the right thing, even when it's a difficult thing, that resonated deeply with me, and it was deeply inspiring to me as a human being.
Very good. Yeah, I can't even imagine knowing them. I think it must be such an honor to know these two people because they just, like you said, they're absolutely amazing and done incredible work that I would love to meet them one day myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are deeply inspiring human beings, and I often try to seek out, especially in films where the context is very challenging and dark to some extent. You know, human beings who, despite that, are doing really hopeful work, who are doing really life affirming work, and they certainly fall into that category. And it's one of the things I try to do in my work is shine a light on inspiring human beings who are finding the beauty and the joy even under very difficult circumstances.
And what else are you working on? You have any other projects on the docket?
I've always got something going on, but I have been so focused on this trilogy for the last 6 years that now that it's coming to a close, I make my living as a director of photography as well. So I'll probably do some shooting with colleagues. And then usually the next film sort of comes to me in some strange way. So I'll know it when it sort of lands on my doorstep.
Very good. I can't wait to see what's next. You have such incredible talent that I just always want to know what's next. What's he doing next? What's he doing next?
Oh, thank you, Sammy. That's very kind.
Thanks. And one thing I like to ask people I interview is tell me a fun fact about yourself.
A fun fact about myself.
Yes.
Oh boy. I grew up, went to high school with no running water or electricity.
How? How did this manage?
How is
Yeah.
that possible in the modern world, right?
Yes.
Well, it is possible, and it did happen. And we did walk 3 miles to school in the snow and back each way. I'm not
Barefoot?
making this up. I'm not barefoot. We had sorels on, but we did. It was a very unusual upbringing. And my father still lives there, although now he has a new house and it's an off the grid house, with solar panels and stuff. But we did really, that's how we grew up. And so I think, that informed, I think, probably the kind of filmmaker I became.
Wow. I've never heard that answer before, but I'm really impressed with you. That just makes me like you even more.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know why. It just makes me like you even more because it's just like, wow, you've really done so much in your life. And that, wow.
Well, I think that, that experience did, I think it deepened my own affinity for those who don't have much, right? You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
um, I think that's deeply ingrained in me, and I think it sort of motivates and drives me to make sure that, I'm doing my small part to sort of draw attention to those who have very little, who deserve to have more.
Yes, and then you definitely do a great job of that. So, like I said, I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to see this movie again and watch the rest of the trilogy again because I have to watch it right in a row now, all three in a row.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh, great. I hope you do.
yeah, I will. I will. And since we're a TV site too, what are you watching on TV these days?
Oh boy. I wish Black Mirror would come out with another season, It's like when is that gonna happen? It feels like it's been forever. So that's I watch a lot of docs actually because I am a documentary filmmaker, obviously. So I'm watching lots of documentaries, especially with, the voting that's happening right now, for the Academy. Um, and I have to admit I did watch the new Marvel series that just came out, Winter Soldier, with my son because he's a huge
Ah,
Marvel fan, and so we're watching that every Friday when they drop another episode as well.
nice. Now, is your son going to be following in your footsteps?
Um, I I'm not sure. He's only 10, so it's hard to say. I keep encouraging him to become a surgeon or something, that's a much more sort of stable career with concrete skills, you can fix someone's body. But who knows? He's gonna do what he does, and we're gonna support him in it, whatever he chooses. That's one of the gifts I was given from my parents, was even though they had very limited resources, they supported me in whatever choice I made, and that kind of love is special and important, and it allows people to thrive. So that's what we're going to try to provide for him.
Yes, and I got to say, I think you're one of the most interesting, incredible, admirable people that I've met so far in my career, and I can't wait to interview you again in the future.
Oh, that's very kind, Sammy. I've enjoyed
Yeah,
this a lot.
yes, I have too. It was great just getting to know you and learning about your movie, and I'm very, very impressed with you. So I just want to say you're just a great person, Skye.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for that.
No problem. And where can we follow you on social media?
Um, it's a good question. Facebook, Instagram's the best one. Spin_film on Instagram, and then that we also have a Facebook page that's the same, that interlinks. And then we have a website for the film, hungerward.org, where we lead people to resources for how they can engage with the content of the film after watching it.
Wonderful. Well, I'll be sharing it all over the place
Okay.
because I am so excited. So thank you for your time, and I hope you
Yeah.
have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too, Sammy. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye bye.